Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I want to come back and just revisit a couple of watches that I have, 4 watches under this particular name, and the name is called Android. And Android was the original name previously used by the company Aragon. Probably about, I'd say, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, roughly, the company was under the old Android name, and since then they have rebranded and created the Aragon watch brand. Very, very similar styles and designs, with the exception of when they rebranded, they started to really make watches really that were in the 50mm max and smaller. So a lot of their watches they make are, in the men's, of course, 44, 45, up to 50mm. There's only a few watches they make that are larger. And I'm not really sure why they stopped doing that. Really, under the Aragon name, the only watch they make that's plus 50mm, which we'd consider one of their, what we call the 55s, right? If you Invicta lovers or big watch freaks like myself, 55 is kind of known as like the big watch that Invicta makes. You know, a lot of them, they stay within that 50, 52, and then bam, when you hit 55, you're getting something really substantial. And again, even a 50mm watch is not small by any means. So back in the day, they made a lot of different watches under that Android name, such as the Millipede, which is still made under Aragon, but they don't make the full size anymore. They only make the smaller 50, which again, it's not small, but back in the day, Android was doing a lot of 50 and 55s. Now, for the most part, the Gauge is the only watch that Aragon makes that's in that 55mm range. Maybe someday they'll come out with something again that's larger, but they probably just have more of a market for 50mm. I know when you start getting, if you have to be a real freak like myself, to really want something bigger than 50, and 50 is a huge watch, don't get me wrong. I love the big, 73, with the crown. I mean, I love that stuff. So that's me, but it's not for everybody. But I do think there's still a market because, when you look at some of the other websites out there, there's a lot of Sea Hunters being sold. There's a lot of Grand Octane. So I really think that Aragon should, make some larger watches, like bring back the old Parma. That's a watch that they still make under the Aragon name, but it's 50mm. It's not going to be, it used to be 55. You can get it with stones. It was beautiful. I kind of regret not buying that one, but now it's gone. So, but let's talk about the ones I do have. And so let's just start off, since we're talking about the big boy here, let's start off with the biggest Android watch I got, and this is the Millipede. And I have 2 of these watches under the Android name in the limited edition with the bezel done in gemstones. Love that watch. Every time I wear it, I get compliments. It's just a real looker. I just wish they made one in this size. And this is their full-size 55mm Millipede. This is one of the, I think, the nicest watches, whether you get it under the Android name or the Aragon name. You might be able to still find this in old stock, maybe on eBay, maybe people selling watches that they no longer want anymore. I do have a contact if you're interested in old Android. A gal had contacted me, and I have a list of several watches she's trying to sell that unfortunately, I believe it was her father passed away and she doesn't know what to do with these watches. I recommended eBay, but I need to get back to her. But if you're interested in looking at some of the older Androids, I get my hands on some vintage stuff. So anyway, this is again powered by a Seiko automatic movement. This one's just done obviously in the royal blue face. Just a big chunky tank of a watch. Massive, massive watch. I love this one. When I want to wear something that's big and blue and bold, I rock this one. It's just huge. And and sometimes I have so many I forget that I have them in my safe, and I go back and I do videos like this and I'm like, gosh, maybe I'll wear that today. So it's just a tank of a watch. It's cool, and again, the new one's just as cool. Same design, really, on the band, everything. The band's what really makes this watch. It's really unique, and that's why they call it the Millipede, because it kind of has a look of a millipede, So pretty cool. Next one here, this was my very first Android. This was a gift from my dad, my wonderful, thoughtful dad. I think it was a Christmas gift, and he actually turned me on to the Android brand, and ultimately into the Aragon brand. And this was the first one that he picked up, and he wanted to, I was getting involved in the Invictas. I got the Venom watch, and he wanted to get a big watch, and he bought himself, he never buys himself anything. He bought himself this watch in a blue face, and I liked it so much. I was so impressed by the way the band was made. There's just the overall look of the watch, the case and cradle design, that he went ahead and got me one for Christmas. And so I love this watch. This is the Silver Jet. And they still make the Silver Jet under the, again, this is the Android name. They do make it under the Aragon name. However, it is no longer done with this particular band. So it's a different band. just as nice. I mean, I have several of them. I think I have 3 other silver jets. Yeah, with that roller band, really cool. But pretty cool. I was able to get my hands on one of these older Androids because once they're gone, they're gone. So with that being said, I liked it so much I had to get. This is one of the few rose tone watches I have in my collection. This is the same watch done, again, Seiko automatic movement, case and cradle design, that 2-tone rose and silver, all mirror polished. I wore, this was my Vegas watch several years ago. This was my pool watch, so I didn't want to wear my brand new Sea Hunter I just got in the pool, so I went and opted for something I was going to dive under the water with, get wet, give it a test, and no issues whatsoever. Naturally, completely water resistant. I forget exactly the depth rating on this here. 1,650 feet. So I only needed 5 feet. So, but just an awesome looking watch. I love this one. I don't have a lot of rose gold. Just a beautiful looking piece, guys. And you might be able to still find some of these watches if you look really hard. I will put links, as I always do, in the description. You might be able to find something, but you know, no guarantees there. You just have to keep looking. And so the final piece I have by Android, this one is called the Enforcer. And this is another yellow gold mirror polished watch. Seiko NH35 movement. And these 3 watches I showed you are 50mm with the exception of the Millipede, which is 55. What I really like about this watch is not only the fact that it's mirror polished, but that you have that real deep, what I call deep dish face. It really has a lot of depth. The face of the watch is really sunken down in there. You have a really nice big lip on the inside. Again, unidirectional rotating bezel for you bezel lovers. And everything lines up perfectly. Day date, absolutely just a stunning watch. I don't wear this one as much when I want something just mirror polished and gold. I definitely slap this on the wrist. Awesome looking piece. Simple in design, but just big and bulky. And so that's about it, guys. That's what I have out of the old Android line. I believe there was some kind of, I guess, kind of disagreement with Google, and I'm not really sure. I think from what I read or what I was told, Google had actually paid Android a considerable amount of money to take over ownership of the Android name, and I think it was the best move, really, because let's face it, under Android, when you go Googling Android, you get a lot of stuff regarding, you know, phones and smartware and stuff like that. I mean, Android's one of the most popular operating systems on tons of different smart devices, tons of different tablets, and so when you go Googling Android watch, you're searching for Android watch, the brand, you're going to get a lot more stuff come up besides this particular brand. So I think it really worked out for them. I think it was a very smart move to go ahead and agree to do that. I'm sure they got a nice chunk of change out of that, and they were able to rebrand under the Aragon name, which I think is more unique, definitely has more brand presence, and it's less confusing, you know. So even though they were the original Android, from what my understanding is, the original Android name holders, but Aragon, it's great they were able to rebrand under that name, and I like the logo better. I just think it suits the brand better, only because of the whole confusion with the operating system. So, all right, guys, let me know what you think of the brand. Let me know if you have any of these watches. Don't hit me up for me selling any of them. I'm not going to. They're too special to me, of course. I do have a coworker who has this exact Android watch in same one in the gold. He never wears it. I don't even know if it's even his style. But if you're interested and you're looking for one, let me know. I could always ask him if he wants to sell. Otherwise, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys have. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the content, do subscribe. Do click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. And give this video a thumbs up, comment, and have a great evening, guys. Take care.